In this video I'm going to work on the components, mainly where the pin connector attaches and the 72 pin connector, the chip, as well as power and reset and the controller ports. However, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because mainly if you're working on your own unit, you're not going to deal with that at all. Alright, if you've seen my video game cleaning video, cooktop cleaner, it's what I use when I do the motherboard. Similar to that, I use a little bit more on this because these are extremely dirty. I don't know that I've run across one that I could tell has ever been cleaned before. So anyway, you can see I put it on there. Then I line it up so that it's not putting a lot of pressure on the motherboard, that it's just pushing slightly on the card, but really just trying to use this chemicals to clean it off. As you can see, it's coming off black. This is not my normal table. I just set this one up and it rocks a little bit, so that's fine. Alright, still coming off black. You can see it's coming off black on the towel, but I'm using it on there. Some of that, of course, is cleaning solution, but in this, you know, these are, like I said, real dirty, so I do this a couple of times. I'll probably do it less here than I do it when I do my own, just because I don't want to bore you when I do the video. So, you get the gist. I'd try to do it until it stops coming off black, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'll take this one apart again after the video and refix it, but essentially I do the same to both sides. This one I just kind of cradle the weight so that I'm not bending the motherboard at all with my pressure pushing down. Alright. Afterwards, just like in the cleaning of a video game, I have a little alcohol and water here. I don't get the board itself too wet, I just try to stay on the connectors. Alright. Then I use another part of the shirt to keep it nice and dry. Next is the NES 10 chip, which causes older units to start not reading even US games correctly. And when that occurs, then, you know, there are some issues. I'm going to try to zoom it in here. Where you get the blink. You can get blinking from both the 72 pin connector being dirty, or just, you know, older games with bad chips, because there's a chip in the game that communicates. So it's the fourth pin over. You've probably seen videos like this before. I just take a screwdriver . I have two of them. I have one that I use to bend it out a little bit. It does not hurt to continue to make sure you're working on the right one too. Alright. You do not want to mess up the chip itself, but you just want to rock that pin out. Some people cut them and I've cut them in the past, but I find that just rocking them out is the best way to do it. There, it's come loose there. Alright, you can see the fourth pin is no longer connected to the chip. I reach back and bend it down a little bit just so that there's no accidental touching. And that is a NES 10 chip modification. So essentially now this sticker here is obsolete. Alright, controller ports, I mean, we all know what they look like. Power buttons, you can see they get dirt and debris on them. This is the only thing I actually do clean, and I do it with Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64. It's the only thing I actually clean with a Q-tip. And what I do is, of course, I put a little alcohol and I just rub in there and I get inside each one, and doesn't take much time, and it's just really cosmetically getting the dust and debris out of it, but there's not usually much in them. These are pretty solid pieces. I never really have problems with them. As far as the power supply, you know, I double check to make sure it's working okay. I've not had a lot of issues with that, and then I just clean off the stuff because I don't like to sell a dirty unit. If I'm selling it as having been cleaned, then I clean it. You know, just get the little bugs and stuff off of it. In addition, I'll hit it with a can of air. And yes, I know I didn't do both of the connectors, but I'm not going to bore you with that. Also, sometimes I'll use a brush, but mainly I'm just trying to get the dust off of the board. And that is the cleaning of the inside of the board.